There we have it. That was Chatters with Tasteless. You can catch him on Friday night at the 459. Now, I'm joined in the studio by my second guest for the evening, Angelina Curtis, although we were discussing it might just become Angelina.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
There's plans afoot to maybe simplify the name to just Angelina.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I don't know many other Angelinas in the music industry.
No,
so.
certainly not. No. And so you're a very young artist. You're still at school.
Mm-hmm. Year 12, ATAR.
Yep. And juggling this as well. And it's not like you're doing it kind of by half measures. You're putting out songs, you're writing more than you can put out from what I'm hearing.
Well and truly, yeah.
And working with movies and all sorts going on.
I've got my plate pretty full, yes.
Yes.
Although busy is how I like to be. Because more experiences means more songs.
So you rely on those experiences for the songs?
Yeah, completely, yeah.
And so a few years ago, I think 2 years ago, you were part of, was it Idol or Australia's Got Talent or...
Australian Idol,
Australian
yes.
Idol. And got quite far in that as well at only 15.
Yeah, I was 15. I was so little. Yeah, I managed to reach top 8, which was awesome for exposure as well. That was really great. And I met so many great people in the industry, and I went on some great radio shows.
I was going to say, we were listing some earlier. Did we work at 24 interviews?
This will be my, I think, 23rd or 4th radio interview.
So you've probably done as many as I have.
No, oh my gosh.
You're an old hat and you're only 17.
Yeah, well, I did love Idol.
Yeah.
It was very commercial, which I think both helped and hindered my career in terms of my brand, especially because it started off being how I wanted to be presented, and then I kind of lost more creative control as it went on, and it was kind of more molding me into what would get more views, which I think that's the issue with radio TV shows, and I don't think I'd do it again. I don't think I'd go on another reality TV show, but at that point in time, it was great.
It's a good lesson to learn, I think, early on. Probably helps you to have a better feeling about how you want to present yourself.
Exactly,
and, put yourself forward.
It gave me a bit of a snippet of what fame and everything would be like, and the pressures of it.
Yeah, and the expectations of people around you that are faceless to the public and often don't understand that that's why artists are doing things that they're doing or saying things or appearing as they do.
Gave me a little bit more of appreciation for my favourite artists, definitely.
I bet. Yeah, and so obviously from that then you've gone back to rethink things, I suppose, and gone, okay, I think I know what I want to be, and that's definitely been a lot of writing.
Oh, it's been a lot. I have a lot of songs that I've written that I'm still writing.
Yes.
Because it's how I've learnt to process things.
Yeah. Absolutely. And could we put a number even approximately on that? Because I heard a number and it was quite a large number.
I reckon, I think I'm about, I'd say a good 320.
Yeah.
Currently. Wow. Most finished. Some unfinished that I'm still trying to figure out how to finish, but gosh, I'm going to run out of original tunes.
I don't. Well, if you released every one of those,
oh gosh,
that would be insane.
Oh, I'd love to though, or sell them, or give them to other artists,
or do things like you did last year, have them in a movie.
Exactly.
How cool was that?
That was awesome. Oh,
and such a cool movie.
Yes. Oh, yes. It was awesome. Are we talking about the Everywhere film?
Yes.
Yeah, that was amazing. Just have my song as part of that, and I met so many incredible people who came together to make such a beautiful documentary.
Oh yeah.
And it really, because I wasn't ever planning on releasing that song.
Oh right.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not one of my favourite songs. Heart on My Sleeve was not release worthy in my opinion, but they loved that song and it really grabbed them and what their film was trying to show.
I was going to say, it fitted that like you had written it for that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You hadn't.
Oh, I'd written half of it and couldn't finish it, and then I was digging through some of my old songs, which took a while, and I was like, oh, this could have some bones for a good documentary. So I wrote most of it. No, I wrote half of it, and then the other half that night that they asked me to send a song through, and
Yeah,
I was like,
wow.
oh gosh, so it ended up being the song that they chose.
Yeah. And so is that something you think, obviously you had to check which movie, there's been, connections to a few movies. Have you actually appeared in a movie, did I hear as well?
I have indeed.
You have indeed?
Yeah.
Just one more thing to the CV?
Well, I love film, and I love everything to do with art and media. I am a massive media nerd, so acting has always been a major passion because it goes hand in hand with music. It's performance, your storytelling, and in Cherubhead, that was the feature film that I was in. I just met so many incredible people. Sarah Legg is one of the greatest female directors of all time, in my opinion, because she's just made something out of nothing, and that turned out to be beautiful. Female empowerment kind of movie.
Yeah.
And that turned out to be quite well, and she's going on to some great things.
Yeah. And so do you think, it's hard to say, being in the movie or writing for the movie, where do you think it might end up in the future?
I'd love it to be all of the above.
All of them.
I'd love to be in a movie and also writing for the movie, which ironically I did in this short film that I was in. I was it's called Silent Songbird, and it was about a 17-year-old tick who has a sister tick who commits suicide. Not a tick.
Not a tick, no.
I know, I nearly reached all three, but no. And I wrote a song for that, and they showed it in the film, and it was beautiful. Yeah.
Awesome. And when was that? I've missed that somewhere in my research.
That was like, I'd say about 6 months ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. Can we view that anywhere? Is it still online somewhere?
I don't know if you can view it anywhere. It was just a curtain short film.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was great to meet people like-minded who were around my age, which is lovely.
Yeah. And doing all the creative stuff that you enjoy doing.
Yes, finding a creative herd.
And so the focus this year, I assume, has to be on, ATAR. You've committed to it, so you're going to obviously push through and get that done. But here you are releasing a single in the middle of it.
I know. I promised myself I was going to calm and slow this thing down and not rush it. But I was like, I wrote this song and I really want it to be heard, because I feel like Stereo is the first song that I've released that actually feels like my vibe and what I listen to, as well as what I want to project.
Yep.
And I definitely want more songs like Stereo to come through, because it's important, because I think when I was younger and I was releasing different songs, it was very much about it wasn't as much as a self-discovery. It was more what I'd heard, what I thought sounded good, what I wrote a song. Doesn't matter if it was good or not, I just wrote a song and released it. But I've carefully chosen. There's many songs I can release, but I released Stereo specifically to it kind of captures who I want to be seen as an artist.
So do you feel like this is kind of the starting point again, like a reset point?
Completely, yeah.
So we're going from here forward. This is now who Angelina is.
Yeah. Production style as well, completely. Stereo just kind of nails it on the head of what I want to show. Yeah.
Awesome. And so is there any other plans for any other releases this year during ATAR, or surely that would be insane?
I'll say no now, but I can assure you that will not be happening, because I've got so many songs, and I've written a few recently that I really, really want to release. And I'm hopefully, once ATAR's over and I don't know, Leavers or Schoolies comes around, then I'll be like, oh yes, I can actually put my full focus on music and give it a red hot go. But an EP would be so good to release, especially I've only ever released singles, so I think an EP.
Yeah, and look, it's an interesting one. I talk to a lot of bands about whether that's the right thing or the wrong thing, or
I never know. Yeah.
In terms of, I think when we were talking about business side of it, the singles allows you that cycle of release and then gig it and promote it and
easier to pitch,
do the media around it, and as that, I suppose, excitement around it wanes a little bit, it allows you to then follow it up with another single. Whereas a lot of people feel that an EP or an album, particularly album, I suppose there's a lot more work in it. that period is still quite short.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get 10 singles worth of promotion or time out of it, and so
exactly,
often the cost of the production is a lot. But then a lot of people decide to do an EP if they want to do physical product, because it's not really worthwhile producing a CD or a vinyl of one song.
That's also an aspect
But
of
if it's
it,
an EP or an album and your fans are the kind of people who might want to, you know, buy that kind of stuff, then it makes sense to do it. And it also allows you to tell a slightly longer story, or a group of stories, so like a collection of short
and
stories.
releasing more songs, which I've got a lot
when
that
you
I
have
want
as
to be
many
heard.
as you have.
Yeah, and I'm like, I really want them to be heard, but it's singles allow you to make it definitely more quality. And I think EPs is about getting the songs out rather than focusing on one specific one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll see what I feel in terms of. I think I want to experiment with it all. If I'm a single girl or an EP, or but yeah, I want to. This is the time to experiment. I'm
Absolutely.
17, turning 18.
Yep. There is no wrong answer.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, if you get your music out there and people hear it and they like it and they want to listen to it, that's a success. Whether it's 1 or 5 songs, that doesn't really factor into it. I guess it's about you knowing what you want to be, and you sound like you've kind of got the idea now of who you are in terms of music and the vibe you're going for.
A lot better than I did when I was 16 or 15.
Well, who knew anything at 15 or 16?
Yeah, and I may change still when I'm 18 or 19.
And there's nothing wrong with that either.
Exactly. It's a journey.
Absolutely. The whole thing's a journey, and when you're 55, you're still allowed to change.
Exactly.
And take up being a radio DJ.
Yes. Oh, I would love that, though. That'd be awesome.
So it's all possible. It's all possible. And look, I'm excited for what you bring out, because everything you've put out is really well produced, really well thought through. This one definitely has a different vibe to it, I guess, a more maybe polished or rounded kind of feeling to the song in terms of it. It definitely does seem like it's you, and it seems very comfortable.
Yes, comfort was key for me. I wanted it to be an easy listening song that you it just feels like I wanted it to capture, like, you know, when you're watching like an old sitcom like Seinfeld or Friends, and you just get that feeling of you're not particularly too engaged, but it's just something that's nice. It kind of gives you a reset. You're kind of calm. Yeah. I wanted a song on my catalogue that was like that. Yeah. So that I can release more mind-numbing, complex, difficult songs to understand for later.
Emotionally charged,
exactly,
full of
very
angst.
Much, yes.
You're a teenager. This is supposed to be now. You're supposed to be...
I know, ironically. And then I went and released a happy song, and I'm like, oh, well, not really my plan, but just the sound of it, rather. I love that kind of 1975. There's a band... and I love their sound, and I kind of incorporated that with a bit of Boy Genius, and I wanted to experiment with the songs that I've been listening to, and I wanted to release a song that encaptures the songs I've been listening to.
Right. I think you achieved that.
Yay.
We should probably let the listeners have a listen to it after all that talking about it. It's called Stereo. You've probably picked that up already. And we're going with the official title of Angelina Curtis for now. But that may be shortened to Angelina, as we saw on the artwork for this. Is the image I saw, is that the official artwork for it as well? It is. So it just says Angelina on it. Okay, keep an eye on the socials and streaming platforms to see if that name gets shortened. But yeah, let us know what you think. You can text in 0485 838 436 or email studio@hfm.radio. This is Angelina Curtis with Stereo.
Oh, why do you seem so shy? I feel like I could die, only if you could see through my eyes. Oh, I think it's quite selfless to let someone drive right through. 'Cause if you drag me on, I can write brighter blues. I can show you what I can do. I'll always let light shine through. And if you just string me up, let me show you what I've overdue. I guess it was my goal. I guess I went a little too slow. I guess you and I, we took the slow stereo. I took my time to exit. Was hit the ahead of breakfast. I guess you and I were never wrong. Yes, I am just your stereo. Red light, stopping until it's blue. Driving up to the moon. Hand on the brake, foot on the gas. We'll let time pass. Then I knew what really it was not meant to you. And just like that, the light went through, and you're driving into Waterloo. Such a you thing to do. I guess it was my goal. I guess I went a little too slow. I guess you and I, we took the slow road home. Guess I am just your stereo. I took my time to exit. 'Cause you'd leave ahead of breakfast. I guess you and I were never wrong. Yes, I am just your stereo. Yes, I am just your stereo. I guess it was my goal. I guess I went a little too slow. I guess you and I, we took the slow road home. Guess I am just your stereo.
Wow, there you have it. That is the brand new single from Angelina Curtis. I'll stick it on the end until you tell us officially that, you know, it's just Angelina now. That one's called Stereo. You can get that on all your usual streaming platforms. Thanks for joining us tonight, Angelina, and good luck for the ATAR and for everything else that you cram in between now and the end of the year.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
If you've got anything else that just happens to get released during the year, like we were talking off air, you may even have to write a song for a movie during ATAR.
Yes, you'll be the first to know.
Let me know. We're always happy to spin it here. Thanks very much for coming in. Better play these couple of ads before we hit 8 o'clock.